A river cruise ship had to evacuate all of its guests and crew members due to the fact that it ran aground. So this cruise ship, the Viking, on July 28, 2026, this ship was near Bulgaria when this ship experienced a grounding incident, which is an incident when the water level gets low. So what happened is this ship came in contact with a sandbank, like I said, but this was due to the low levels on this river. And this is a very, very unfortunate situation, because what's going to happen now is people are going to lose their vacation because the ship ran aground. Now, we're all wondering, I'm still wondering even after I tell you all the story, why did they not see this, right? Now, some of you are wondering, well, how come this doesn't happen in the ocean? Well, we know it's happened in the ocean with the Coastal Cruise Line, right? Because that one was on Netflix. So we all know what happened with that cruise ship when that cruise ship ran aground. Luckily, this ship didn't do what the coaster ship did, but it could have happened. But the fortunate part is that this did not happen like those ships, right? So what happened next is they ran out of food and water. Now, this is what the reports are saying, right? We're going to get into what Viking is saying after. Because they ran out of food and water, guests, crew had to be evacuated. 186 guests, 52 crew members had to be evacuated. Did they do things to try to get the ship up? Yes, they did. They took whatever they used. They took some floats, put it underneath, tried to float the ship above everything. But that did not work. They failed at that attempt, and obviously there was too much weight on the ship in order to do that. So what is the next thing they had to do is contact the local authorities. The local authorities came by and they rescued all of these people. The 186 cruise passengers and the 52 crew members were evacuated. Viking, what are they saying is that there was food and water. Well, my opinion is this, and you guys are probably going to agree with me. If there was food and water on the cruise ship, why was the crew evacuated? Simple as that. If there was no food and water, right, then everybody had to be evacuated. Now, if there was food and water, the crew would have stood on the cruise ship. Yes, the passengers would have been taken off due to the fact that the ship cannot move. For their own safety, they would take them off. But the crew would have stood on them because the crew is going to run this cruise ship. But this is a risk that you could take taking a river cruise, right? I understand that I love ocean cruises, right? People who love ocean cruises usually don't see this in the middle of the ocean, which is true. The coastal reason is a rare incident. It's a screw up by the captain, what they do, the screw up by the entire crew on that cruise ship is they went too close to the port over there in order just to do a standby, a wait by and all that, right? I mean, it is totally insane what happened there, right? But in the end, river cruises, sometimes you take a risk. The river's like this. If the river goes low, it could go low, and then the ship is screwed. If you're in the middle of the ocean, you're not gonna lose water, right? As you know, they say the glaciers are melted. So more than likely, in the ocean, the water is gonna rise more, right? This is what they've been saying for years. The water is rising. They're saying parts of California, New York City, they say in the next 20, 30, or 100, 200 years, it's gonna be on the water. They're always saying stuff like that. I have not seen it. I have not seen the water rise. Half the time, I go to the beach, I'm like, well, it's low tide, the water went down. So who knows if the water's rising? But like I said, on river cruises, you take a risk. When you're on these river cruises, you take a risk that the fact that if the water is low, that the ship cannot go there, right? This is a risk that you do take. Unfortunately, this is what happened. They hit a sandbank and they got stuck there. And now these people, their vacations are now over with. Were they compensated? We do not know. No reports are saying if these passengers were compensated. They should be, and they better be.